It's 3:30. We have had just kind of a very relaxed day today. We went to our favorite Mexican place and had lunch with the kids. It's rainy out. We're gonna clean. I've been doing laundry. John finished installing the rest of the floor to my office. I'll show you guys that. By installing, he just cut and fit things. It was actually harder than I'm making it sound though, because he did cut himself pretty bad while doing it. But I am making puppy chow now because I was craving puppy chow yesterday at the grocery store, so I bought the ingredients and then I forgot to make it. It's classic Kelly. It's classic Kelly to do that kind of thing. And I'm also gonna make some cupcakes to send to church tomorrow with the kids and my mom. Since we'll be going to Cedar Point tomorrow, my mom's keeping the kids overnight. John got me a pumpkin spice latte. He surprised me because I think he knows that the kids are at my mom's overnight, so he's, you know, didn't even do that right. That wasn't smooth at all. Let me redo that. So he's trying to get lucky. Yeah, so I'm gonna make puppy chow and cupcakes. Try not to be fat because I haven't ran in a week. I signed up for 2 races this fall though. I think John's gonna join me in one of them. He wants to start running. Imagine that. He's gonna run with me. And yeah. And voila. Puppy chow.
Hello, public.
Kids are downstairs cleaning up. Trying to sort through toys. So we're sorting all the tiny Lego pieces because it's just like a mess. That's the table I made. I have a tutorial up of that if you're wondering, but there's just so many and my OCD-ness is going crazy right now. John probably hates me right now.
I'm not spending my whole night doing this.
We didn't get all of the Legos put away, but most of them are all sorted, so we're pretty happy about that. I bought some Rubbermaid twist-off containers to put some more of the smaller Legos in, but we gave up. Too much work. We actually just got back from eating a late dinner, just me and John in the grocery store. For our Cedar Point trip, we're actually going to be taking our food there with our friends, so each person's bringing stuff. We're in charge of condiments. And yeah, we're really excited. We're gonna go watch Stranger Things because John's convinced me to watch at least one episode with him. He promised it wouldn't be scary.
It's not scary. Not at all.
Oh gosh. Anyways, so I got sliced pickles, tomatoes, onions, living lettuce that's in the refrigerator right now. I also got grapes that I devined because, I don't know, I hate eating grapes off a vine. It's just so much easier when they're like, you know, just pop them in your mouth. And I feel like we need something healthy. So I got grapes. And then the puppy chow, we have potato buns for people who like hamburger buns as sandwiches, and then regular bread as well. And yeah. So it is already Tuesday and I've been forgetting to vlog. So I don't know where we are in the week in regards to videos. Ooh, let's lower you a little bit. Since I last talked to you guys, we did go to Cedar Point. It was amazing. It was so much fun. We had the best weather. We actually did pay for the upgrade of the fast passes, which I'm so happy we did because it just made it so much easier to enjoy our time there. I feel like if we wouldn't have had the fast passes, we would have felt rushed to get to everything, and instead we just could leisurely go to whatever ride we wanted. We did hit like every single ride. I don't think I've told you guys this, but I don't really like roller coasters. The entire reason why I went was because I did want to just experience Cedar Point with my husband. I knew how much he liked roller coasters, and yeah, so we basically went on every single ride. I stayed calm for the most part on every single one of them. That's a lie. I like roller coasters, but I have this almost debilitating fear of dying. Ever since I started having kids, I think that's what it's been, because ever since I had Ava, you know, I don't like to take unnecessary risks when it comes to my life or my safety, just because I would hate to ever leave my kids behind because I decided to go skydiving and my parachute failed, or wanted to ride a motorcycle, or not saying that people aren't allowed to do that for parents, but that's just my fear. Like, I just have this, like, it's just an anxiety that I have. Roller coasters are one of those fears for me. So once I got on a few of them and realized like, okay, the seatbelt's not gonna like break off or whatever, I was fine. There are a few rides that I still do not like. Like, we went on the Raptor first and I realized that I really don't like that ride. It's got one of the old over the shoulder type of clasps, and because I'm so small and petite, it was never touching me. Like everyone I went with, including my husband, my friend Brittany, like everyone, their seatbelts were always really secure, or their vests were always like secure against them. Mine was never like that because I'm so little. So there was always like this much of a gap between me and the seatbelt. So it was very uncomfortable and just disconcerting for me to be riding this ride and like being lifted out of my seat and between the seatbelt and the seat. So there were a few rides where I didn't like that, but for the most part, the newer rides and stuff, or the lap seat ones, were firm up against me, so I felt more comfortable. But anyway, so we had a lot of fun there. Like we had a lot of fun. I rode all of the new rides except for that ride. There's one ride that I would not ride, and it was this one that's like, they're kind of like carousel swings, the ones that are up in the air and they kind of spin, but instead of having like chain links, it's like a metal rod, and it takes you so up high. Like it takes you, I think it's the tallest ride at Cedar Point, which is like super high. Like it's, I can't even tell you, like it made me sick. I couldn't even get it sometimes in the frame of my phone to like show you guys, but it takes you so up high, and then it just spins around kind of at like a medium pace, like a few times, and it comes back down. So that was the ride where I saw it, and I'm deathly afraid of heights. So when I saw that, I was like, I'm not doing that. Like I cannot do that. I will not do that. I'm not doing it. And they're really high up there. I'm glad I didn't go on this ride. I don't care if I seem like a wimp, but no, I will go on every other ride but this ride. That's it. It's like, no thank you, not for me. Somehow Brittany convinced my husband and her husband, our friend Tim, to go on it, and after they came down, no joke, my husband was so scared. He is never scared of rides, and he said flat out, like, I'm never doing that again. How is the ride?
I was like so scared on this ride. My like I'm afraid of heights like feeling.
That happens in your down
really,
unders?
really bad.
Your down unders? It's not even like it goes around like 3 times and it comes back down. It goes so high, guys. Brittany was the only one who wasn't scared. Everyone else was like,
well,
no!
I was scared because John kept talking. I was like, can you just stop talking?
I was like, I'm sorry, I can't stop talking.
Brittany had fun. She was like, I'll do it again, but everyone else, all the men were just like, I'm not, no, never doing that again. So I'm really happy I didn't go on that because I would have probably had an anxiety attack up there. But that was basically the only ride. That and the Mean Streak. I refused to go on the Mean Streak because it's being, if you guys know, it's actually being torn down this Friday. This was our last chance to ride it. So everybody else rode that. I just couldn't. Those old wood ones are so rickety and my body just couldn't handle it. It was towards the end of the day and my body was already sore from like being bounced around everywhere. So that was another one I didn't go on, but basically everything else I did go on. The dragster, which was terrifying. Holy cow, that thing is fast. The Valraven, of course I went on that because it's new and everybody loves it. That was actually worth having the fast pass because the wait was like 1 hour and 15 minutes and we got on within 5 minutes each time. Of course, everybody in my group wanted to be in the front seat. The Valraven, if you're not familiar, you're sitting and it goes up on this really steep hill, and once it gets to the top of the hill, you hang facing down for like, I don't even know, it feels like forever, but it's really not. It's probably only like 5 seconds, but they stop you right here so you're hanging facing down this hill, and then it drops you. And it's really fun. Like that, I really like that ride. It's a terrifying ride, but I really enjoyed it. But I really like that. The dragster, if you're not familiar, is probably more terrifying as well. It shoots you like from 0 to 70 miles per hour. I think it might even be faster than that, like immediately. And it takes you up to the tallest part, which is, I think it is the tallest roller coaster in the world right now. It might not be. It might be, it's up there though. It's at least the top 5. And it takes you up this huge steep hill and it drops you at a vertical. You go up and then you go down vertically, all while going like super speed, and that's the entire ride. That one was very terrifying, but actually I liked that one. Like I didn't have an issue with that one because it was going so fast. But yeah, so we went on all the rides. I had fun, but I was definitely sore. We were there for 8.5 hours. We walked the entire time. We were smart and we brought kind of like a packed lunch. Everyone brought something different, so that was nice. We had an enjoyable like kind of lunch in the parking lot because we didn't want to spend the money on the food in there since we spent so much on the fast passes. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I'm so sore though. It's Tuesday and I'm still, my upper shoulders are just, they're so sore. But yeah, only 2 kids threw up. I felt so bad. One of them at the Valraven, we were standing there in line and all of a sudden we see this kid just throw up in his lap and he, oh, my heart broke for him. It was so sad though. Like I felt so bad for him. All these kids in front of us too were making fun of him and I was just like, oh, like my heart broke. Like as a parent, I'm like, if that were my Ava, like I would just feel like, I just felt so sad. The ride was delayed while they cleaned that up, and then we were on the, I think the Maverick at the end, or yeah, the Maverick. We got caught cars back on the track because somebody 3 cars ahead of us had vomited and they had to clean it up before they could let us get off. So anyways, so yeah, none of us vomited, thankfully. My stomach was a little bit in a mess after the Wicked Twister ride, but I survived. So it was a fun time if you've ever been. Like, I highly suggest going, but just, you know, pace yourself, because I think the fast passes worked against us a little bit because we didn't have that break in between the rides of standing in line to let our stomach settle and like just kind of, we went on way too many rides, I think, and that's why I felt so like bleh afterwards. But it was a good time. I'm glad we went. It'll probably be a while before we go back again. It's definitely hard to go with kids. Like, as I watch people around me, you know, with kids, I just can't imagine taking all of our kids at this age. Like, it's so expensive to go that it's just like, I just can't imagine us spending that much money to just kind of corral kids all day. I don't know. For people who can do that, more power to you. Me and John just are not those parents. Like, we don't have that patience. Yesterday was a long day. I was at home. I watched actually my friend's kids for them on Monday. So it was just such a full day of just like, I think I had 2 of my friend's kids actually. I had 2 toddlers and an infant and like a newbornish infant, and then Kaya, and then I had to do kids to and from school, and then Kaya to and from preschool. It was a full day. We had a PTO meeting yesterday that went on for like an hour. I didn't realize how like crazy some PTO people get. Like, not in a bad way, but like those meetings are intense. Like, they're just intense. I don't know, maybe our school's different, but they're intense. So they're interesting, but they're intense. And it's really nice to see parents so involved though and so passionate. Like, I think that's great, but it just totally threw me off guard. I was not expecting that. So that was last night too. I fell asleep at like 9:30 last night after we put the the second the kids hit their beds and were asleep, I passed out in bed. I woke up to John at like 11 o'clock saying, Kelly, get under the covers. And I got under the covers and I don't remember what happened after that. Like, I was just tired. I woke up this morning, got the kids to school, and I'm still tired. So right now I'm gonna get lunch going, and I'm going to feed Kaya and then take her to preschool. I just finished filming I cleaned our micro suede couch downstairs. That video is up right now, and kind of how to clean that and get the spots out. Our couch looks so good, guys. That's up right now too. So I'm gonna feed Kaya because she's getting like real impatient with me right now. Wednesday was our adult volleyball league finals. We were in the first seat, so we were in pretty good standings when we started out. We only had to play 3 different teams. They were best of 3 games, so we only had to beat each team twice. We ended up playing 6 games all together. Our semifinals were probably the most difficult. Our finals weren't super bad. We actually won those pretty easily. But yeah, we won the entire league for the season. It was just for fun, so it wasn't like a difficult league, but it was for me since I had never played volleyball in my life. But we all had a lot of fun. I can't stress that enough, how awesome it's been every Wednesday being able to go out with my husband and just play with our friends. And the competitive person in me really loved being in competitive sports again. It's been a long time. So winning this league was just amazing, even though, again, it wasn't like a huge accomplishment. But for me, I'd never played volleyball before. I'd never played volleyball with my husband before, and I hadn't played a competitive sport in such a long time. So it just felt really good to take home a league win. So yeah, enjoy these clips. My friend Brittany was nice enough to film a few clips of us playing, and yeah, I had a great season, and I think my friends had a great season, and I hope to do it again next summer.